Hey guys, I'm Aussie Villain, and for one last time, welcome back to Queen of the South. It is the final episode today. We will wrap up basically the series. We'll skip ahead 10 seasons and see what happens to the team after we leave. But look at this. We have done really good things with the club. 3 league titles, 1 UEFA Europa League even, only 1 Scottish Cup, which I think is a little bit of a disappointment. 2 Betfreds, and we did win the Scottish Championship as well, and the other 2, League One and the Tunix Caramel Wafer Challenge Cup, I believe were done before we got there. I don't think we won. Did we win that first year? Anyway, it doesn't matter, because the main trophies here, they've won a European Cup now, Scottish Premiership. They should be well and truly set for the future, and now the only question is, how bad does this team get picked apart, and what happens to the players after they leave, which is what we'll find out today. Now, before we resign and we do go and skip 10 years, I thought what I would do is name my team, my 11 best players of the series. So let's go and see who I've chosen. Let's start with goalkeeper. Now, it was a choice in 3, really, wasn't it? Eastwood, who pretty much got us established in the Premiership. We then signed Santizo, who was good but injured a lot. And then, of course, when he went off to Sheffield United, I think it was, with a release fee, we signed Joe Bursick, who then sort of completed the series for us. I think it was between Eastwood and Bursick, to be honest, and I've gone for Bursick. 266 appearances for us, and of course he was in goal for our Europa League triumph, and then our back-to-back trips to the Champions League semi-finals. So in the end, I think he is the man to be in goal for us. Now, if we look at left back, it was really tough to choose a left back. It was probably I had the hardest time choosing a left back, because we kind of had a good left back for 3 seasons, and then we would sort of move on to the next one. So the nominees that I had: Rojas, who was brilliant when he came in for us, Hansen, who was probably the best left back that we had, but of course release fee again struck us there. He went off to Tottenham. Varela was very good for a few seasons there, as was, if you remember back to when we signed Montano, the Colombian, again someone who went off and left us with a minimum release fee. All of them very good, but the player that I decided to put there was McCallum. We had him way back. I think we signed him on a free transfer from Blackburn. He ended up going off to Turkey for about 10 million, which at the time was huge money for us, and now enabled us to then sort of build up a bit more depth in the squad. So he had 87 games for us and 2 goals. I think he was with us for 3 seasons. Right back, there is only one option. I'm not going to waste time. It's Ayrton. It just is Ayrton. 194 appearances, 5 goals. We, of course, had him on loan for a season or 2, then spent what I think at the time was a record 14 million to get him in permanently, and he just never ever looked back. Now, centre-backs. Now, again, we had a lot of centre-backs that sort of were okay at their time. I think if we had Divev for a little bit longer, then he was just a goal machine as well as doing well at the back. Leshy was solid. He just made too many mistakes in the big games, didn't he? Bucchiano, again, I think he was settling in and would have been one of the centre-backs of the series. But the first man I've gone for is our club captain, Andrew Walker. We signed him from Motherwell. He was absolutely brilliant. 241 appearances, 30 goals from a corner. He was absolutely brutal. So he was the first man. And the second one, someone who really, again, helped us establish ourselves in the Premiership in the early days, was Deshaun Bernard. 192 appearances for him and 11 goals as well. Then we come into midfield. Now, the defensively minded midfielder, again, this is probably the second hardest decision, arguably even harder than left back, actually, because we had some really good players. Mihai was brilliant, particularly the final season. If we go back a little bit further, remember Paredes, he was absolute class, and was it a mistake to sell him? He was getting on a little bit. It was a good fee for him. Even before that, we had, of course, Sean Goss, and we had Davenport, who were both really good for us. But the player that I've gone with is the man who came in to replace Paredes, which seemed an impossible task at the time, but he did it really well. And that's Mashagi. 159 appearances, only the 4 goals. I think there were 4 blockbusters, but I just thought he came in, and when I left, we had a hole in the squad with Paredes leaving, and I feel like he just filled it very well. Now we're going to go with the Mazzellas, 2 Mazzellas, and so the other 2 midfielders I've gone with are Alexi Alvarez. He was maybe not quite first choice towards the end of the series, but for a number of seasons there, he was just absolutely, he looked brilliant, didn't he, even in the match highlights. So 143 appearances for him and 15 goals. And the other man I've gone for is Tom Bayliss. He was absolute quality for so many seasons. 229 appearances for him and 35 goals. Now, the front 3, I've kind of forced it a little bit, to be honest, but we're going to go with sort of the position on the field that's either the number 10, but I just felt like, we go back through the names, Carlos Tevez, what a player he was. McGrath was brilliant. And then if we look at wide players, Duque and McLean, remember those, the original wingers. But I just felt like the star, one of the two players that really did take us to the next level and get us into Champions League semi-finals, it was Makariev. 65 appearances, 46 goals as a winger, absolutely brilliant. And then I've gone with a front two, so like I say, a little bit of a messed up formation. But the obvious man is Ali Spence. 55 games, 61 goals. What a player he is. Never mind, was. And then the other striking position, Johnny Angus was good for a number of years for us, but was he ever that undroppable must-have player in the squad? And arguably no. The man who was, though, back in the day, Shakir Omar. 153 games, 81 goals. Oh, Shakir Omar, remember how good he was. Absolutely brilliant. So that is my team of the series. There's a couple of other unlucky ones. Thomas Boll would have to be considered unlucky. Never really maybe had an actual position where was he a midfielder, a number 10 or a winger. Yeah, so I don't know. I just think that is what I thought was our best team. Let me know yours. But yeah, there we go. My team of the Queen of the South series, the Impossible Dream. There it is. So this really just leaves us one more thing left to do now, doesn't it? And that is to resign from our position as Queen of the South manager. It's been an absolute pleasure, Dumfries, but it's time to move on. So there we go. We have officially quit as the manager. Kevin Krappel, Frank Schmidt and Martin Demichelis. So the Motherwell, Montpellier, Hoffenheim and Rennes managers. So that's decent enough leagues that they're playing in, and a mass exodus as well. So who else has left the club? Patrick Muller, David Wheater. Now I would have loved David Wheater to take over from us. He's a really good, I think he'd do a decent job as a manager. And if it was certainly up to my decision, I would have given Wheater a chance. But obviously it's not. Who else has left? Anybody notable? Oh, our head of youth development, he was very good as well. Probably should have tried to keep him Queen of the South if you had a choice. And yeah, well, there we go. Oh, Gage, he was good as well. The Australian goalkeeping coach. I mean, that's just domestic loyalty, isn't it? Only 36. You could have had him for years and years and years. But there we go. It's sad, isn't it? It really is. It really tugs at the heartstrings. But we've resigned. So wait right there. I'll be back right after this. And we'll sim 10 years and see how we look in 2043. So here we are 10 years on. I barely look like I've aged a day, do I? But, well, we can see that I am still, that's behind my head so you probably can't see, but I'm still a legend. There's another manager there as well, which is probably a good sign. It means the club's done well. Who else is here? So Ayrton and Ali Spence are icons. And anybody else are the only ones that are sort of in the top of the piles here. We are still a professional. We're still a Premiership team, so that's all good. And it looks as though we may have won the league based off of this. But let's go and have a look here at competitions, the overview. And we now have 6 Scottish Cups. Still 1 Europa League, 12 Scottish Premierships. So that's magnificent. We have gone on and pretty much won the league every season. 5 Betfreds and... crucially, though, no more European trophies, which is probably fair enough, but still a little bit disappointing, isn't it? You've got to be honest. And it looks as though, well, let's go and have a look at the let's have a look at the Scottish Premiership here. So yeah, we have won it every year since we left, except for 1 year when Celtic won it and we were second. So that's really good. The domestic dominance has continued. What about Europe, though? So the Champions League, we of course left off here with back-to-back semi-finals. So we've lost to Paris in the first knockout round. They finally beat us. Not out of last in the group. First knockout round defeats to Manchester United and Chelsea. Last in the group, third in the group. First knockout rounds to Man United and Man City. Third in the group, and then a first knockout. So not been past the first knockout round since we left. That's... I mean, it's probably fair enough, but it's still a little bit disappointing, isn't it? Europa League, did we have any success in the Europa League? So we won it that year. Second knockout round to Lazio and lost in the final on penalties. Oh no, to Newcastle. That was just not this season in game, the season before that. So that's relatively recent. But penalty loss in the final, heartbreaking stuff. And Europa Conference League, that was when we were in charge. So they haven't been back there. So... okay, so the 2032-33 season was the season that we left. Now, who left? So Johnny Angus went to West Brom that year. Johnny Angus is now 36. Let's go see what has happened to him. As his staff attributes, he's going to be a coach, maybe not a very good one, might be better off as a scout, mate. And his career stats, we can see here, he went off, he played in the Premier League for 3 seasons, signed by Marseille, and he's played in League since then. And he's done okay for himself, so that's not too bad. Next up, Mihai left. Mihai went to Manchester United. He is still at Manchester United. 33, he is now 97 caps for Romania. And what's he done at Man United? He's done very, very well for them. Very, very well indeed. So he's gone on to have a good career. Now we'll go and see, has he won anything in the meantime there? So no real. Oh, he was named in the Premier League Team of the Season. So that's pretty good. A lot of time in Manchester United and Roma's best 11s. Premier League Player of the Month, but inducted over into the overall Manchester United best 11. So that's an achievement. But no sort of individual honours. It doesn't look like there. Just a lot of Team of the Week, Team of the Season at Manchester United kind of thing. But yeah, well there we go. That's Mihai. Oh, Muros left. Sheffield United, 17.5 million. He is 31 now, 16 caps for Scotland. He spent some time. He went back to Celtic. Didn't do too much there. Brighton in the Premier League and the Championship, and he's now off in Qatar. So, yeah, not too much of a career there after us, but he certainly is. You know, he's got caps. He's played a lot of football, so I guess that's a success for him. Oh, Bucchiano left as well. Bucchiano left 27.5 million, 33 million overall. We've got to check who replaced this as well. Who sold Bucchiano for that price? Absolutely ridiculous. He's 35 now. He's still at Liverpool. 122 caps for Italy and 7 goals. And he has stayed at Liverpool essentially ever since he left us. But the Queen of the South made a loss. That is outrageous. Who authorized that signing? Obviously, not me. Now, let's have a look and see what he has done. And again, it looks very similar to what Mihai did. He's made the Premier League Team of the Year in 2035, which is excellent. Premier League Team of the Week, which isn't really anything. Champions League Defender of the Season, 3rd place. So that's good. In the Club World Cup Dream Team, so well done to him on that. Inducted into Liverpool's overall best 11. So again, very, very similar actually to Mihai, isn't it? He's gone off, he's had a very good career, and yeah, well done. I cannot believe the price that Liverpool got him for, though. So we'll skip over. Now, this is sort of the continuation of that summer. Liverpool went and signed Jose, what's his name? Jesus Toro. So he's now 31, 108 caps for Colombia. He's still at Liverpool as well, 5 goals. So it would have been a Toro Bucchiano defensive partnership. Again, he's played a lot of football at Liverpool. So Liverpool basically nicked our defence, didn't they? Which is outrageous. And has he gone and won anything? English Young Player of the Year award, which is something that obviously none of our other guys have won. The Champions League Defender of the Season, 3rd place in 2035. And what else do we got here? Teams of the Week. Oh, Premier League. So the Team of the Season. Anything else here? Player of the Year at Liverpool. World Club Championship Dream Team. What else have we got there? Named in Liverpool's seasonal best 11. Oh, there we go. Champions League Defender of the Season runner-up. So he's gone out and he's actually probably individually anyway inducted into Liverpool's over. So Liverpool's overall best 11 is basically Bucchiano and Toro at the back. They've just nicked our defence and they're the best Liverpool's ever seen. Unbelievable. But there we go. Jesus Toro. Excellent work from him. But this team got picked apart, didn't it? Thomas Boll to Chelsea. This is all the same summer. Thomas Boll went off to Chelsea. 133 caps, 51 goals now. He's only 32, so still more to come now. He's at Porto now. So he was at Chelsea for 2 seasons. He went off to Milan, 46 million, and then off to Porto. So he's not really hit any great heights, has he? Which is a little bit of a shame, actually, because he was very, very good for us. Look at that final season, 15 goals, 17 assists. Never hit those heights again, though. Maybe I got close first season at Porto. So then Alfredo Torres went off to Man City for 24 million. What's anybody going to be left of this team? So he is at Hertha Berlin now. He's 30, 27 caps for Spain, just the one goal. He spent 4 seasons at Manchester City, went off to Hertha Berlin for 50 million, where he's played a lot of football for them as well. So Manchester City, a couple of team of the weeks in their best 11 for the season, but not too much. He goes off to the Bundesliga. He was German Player of the Year runner-up in 2038, so that's a good thing for him. And yeah, again, just sort of inducted into the Hertha Berlin overall best 11. But yeah, not too much else there, really, is there? So again, maybe a slightly disappointing career. I would have expected more for Torres. All right, so we get going down. Who else has left us? Tottenham have signed Baba Adu. I'm looking at the names there. Everybody left. Baba Adu is currently at Chelsea. Let's have a look at how he has done there. He's 32, 100 and something caps for his country. He spent 2 seasons at Tottenham, went off to Leicester, and then is at Chelsea for 47. 118 million worth of transfer fee. Not bad for someone we paid £500,000 for. Now, has he won anything domestically? Oh, not domestic, individually, I should say. All right, so let's have a look here. Shortlisted for African Footballer of the Year, named in the African 11 of the Year. Nothing else there. African 11 of the Year. So, I mean, he's one of the elite African players, it looks like, which is excellent. Defender of the Year, African Defender of the Year in 2039, and in the Team of the Season. Named 2040 Team of the Season in the Premier League. So he's done well, but maybe not quite at the heights of Mihai and Bukiano. All right, next up, Amoruso went to Manchester City. So he is currently 31 at Wolves. Only 9 international caps for him, which is maybe a surprise. So he spent time after City at Valencia, at Red Bulls Leipzig, at Fulham, at West Ham, and at Wolves. So 130 million has been spent on him, but he sort of bounced around a lot without actually finding a home. So that's a disappointing career for Daniel Amoruso. So next up, Alvarez went to Bayern Munich for 33 million. He is currently on 168 caps, 31 goals, only 32, so still a little bit of time left for him. So he went to Bayern Munich, played a lot of football, went to RB Leipzig, started, and then he went. So he's become a German footballer. And individually, North American Player of the Year in 2033, runner-up in 2034. Yeah, sort of Mexico Team of the Year stuff, Bayern Munich Best 11, North American Player of the Year, 3rd place in 2037. And is that it? 2041, North American Player of the Year, runner-up. 2042, North American Player of the Year, runner-up. So he's still a very, very good player, but again, not really the individual honours perhaps, but I'm sure he's won leagues and cups and all that kind of stuff. Alrighty, next up in the great picking apart of our side, we have got Arkvik, 9.5 million to Frankfurt. Now he is currently 32, 106 caps for Norway, 12 goals. And well, let's see, he is at Hoffenheim currently. So after going to Eintracht Frankfurt, he was there for a number of years playing Bundesliga football. Then it was an exchange. He went to Hoffenheim in part of a deal for somebody else. And individually, is there anything for him? So he's at Frankfurt and Norway, sort of best 11s, but no, not really. Inducted into the overall Norway best 11, so that's obviously a good thing for him to make that sort of level at his country, but yeah, there's not really too much individually for him there either. All right, the next, it was Makraev to Barcelona for 42 million. Is anybody left? He is still at Barcelona, 32 years old, 87 caps and 44 goals for his country. And let's have a look and see what he did. He played 2 games in the following season before he left. Spent a lot of time playing La Liga football for Barcelona and playing it very, very, very well as well, it looks like. And individually for him, all right, so let's have a look here. He was shortlisted for the FIFA Men's Best Player and in the FIFA Pro Team of the Year in 2033, so first year at Barcelona. If we go up there, he was Spanish Team of the Season. He was Spanish League Player of the Year as well in 2034, so the season after he left this. Champions League Best Midfielder, 3rd place. Let's keep going up here. Spanish Player of the Year, 3rd place. Shortlisted again for FIFA Men's Player of the Year and in the FIFA Pro side as well. 2035-36 European International League best player. Is that the what's it called? Not the Nations League. Is that what that is? Best player in that. That's very, very nice indeed. Spanish First Division Team of the Season, Supporters Player of the Year, Champions League Midfielder of the Season, FIFA. Was it the Goal Plus? The Goal 50 third place Player of the Year, shortlisted for Men's Player of the Year. So Makraev has gone on and had sort of the career we would have thought he would have. Spanish Player of the Year, runner-up in the league. He was also in Team of the Season, shortlisted for Men's Player of the Year and in the FIFA Pro 2038. Where are we here? Anything there? Named in the La Liga Team of the Season and shortlisted. Oh, he won the Ballon d'Or. Makraev won the 2038 Ballon d'Or. He was FIFA Men's Player of the Year, third place, FIFA Pro Team of the Year, and FIFA Pro Player of the Year, and in the FIFA Pro Team of the Year as well. So we got a Ballon d'Or winner out of our team. That is magnificent. I'm so happy for that. That's really, really cool. Anything else here? Team of the Season in La Liga 2039 and the League Player of the Year, and 39-40 Player of the Year in La Liga and in Team of the Season, obviously. I'm so happy that Makraev has gone on and really, really had a stunning career. League Player of the Year runner-up in the Spanish Team of the Season, and that is it for him. Well done, Makraev. What a career you've had, and he's still only, 32, did I say? So plenty of time for him to come yet. All right, more of the great exodus. Who's this? Andrew Walker went to Watford. The Clapton went to Watford. He is 37 and still going. Is he going to be a coach or anything? He thinks he is. Yeah, so he's still going at 37, 45 caps for Scotland, only the 2 goals. And so after going to Watford, he spent some time on loan at Bournemouth. He went to Spain for a bit, Luton Town, and then he's at MLS. So yeah, he maybe was better, or would have been better off just staying where he was, to be honest. But it's not my career for him to tell him what to do. Oh, Ali Spence left as well. 57 million to Juventus with some add-ons there as well. He is still at Juventus. 88 caps for Scotland, 51 goals. He's currently 35. And he's basically stayed at Juventus his whole career. A little bit of time to adjust, but then he's been a very good goal scorer in Serie A ever since. And individually, any awards for him? So he was the Ballon d'Or runner-up in the season he left. So part of him being at Queen of the South got him a Ballon d'Or runner-up spot. He was third place in Men's Player of the Year and FIFA Pro Player of the Year runner-up. I don't know what the difference is there, but he got all sorts of awards, and he did it as a Juventus player, which is outrageous, because it was basically for what he did with us. All right, what else have we got here? He was Serie A top goal scorer runner-up. He was third place in the goals in Serie A. Anything else here as we go up? Top goal scorer in Serie A, which is excellent. He was the 2038-39 European Champions League Golden Boot runner-up. Again at Juventus, Serie A top goal scorer. And that is more or less it. Third place in the Champions League Golden Boot. So maybe ever so slightly disappointing for Ali Spence, despite the fact he was runner-up in the Ballon d'Or the year that he left us. All right, what else do we have here? Anybody else? Rojas has left. This is breaking my heart. So Rojas left for 40 million. 33 he is now at Udinese. 91 caps for Argentina. And, he spent the rest of his career at Udinese. And, has he done anything individually? Let's have a look here since he has left. Serie A Team of the Year, 2037. And, no, that looks like that is just about it. I don't know why he gone to Udinese. He could have had so much more of a career, surely. All right, and what else have we got here? Will Mashagi to Napoli for 7 million. He is now retired and is a very average backroom staff man. Let's have a look at his career, though. So he spent some time at Napoli, went to Lyon for a bit, and then ended his career at Villarreal. Never really played there, though. So another one. Probably was better off just staying where he was, in hindsight. And if we go down, Gary Turpie, of course, one of our academy kids. Now, he is currently at Swansea, 31 years old, no caps. So that's maybe a bit of a shame. Went to Barnsley on a free, did a little bit of championship football, 1.1 million to Swansea, and well, he's made himself a home at Swansea. He's done really, really well for them in the English Championship. So that's wonderful that he's at least gone and done something. So yeah, well done to him. And that will now take us beyond our, I mean, look at the money that was spent, 324 million. But yeah, anyway, let's go on to the next season here. Kosei to Chelsea for 68 million. He is currently 36, 94 caps, 25 goals. So there were some good players left the season after. And, well, all right, so let's have a look here. 68 million to Chelsea. Didn't do too much there. Milan didn't do too much. And he's gone back to Galatasaray. And he's done okay. But maybe one of these players, a little bit of an enigma, perhaps. Worth, talented, but not really performing. Ayrton to Manchester City. 36 odd million. He is now 34. Only 37 Brazil caps for him in the end. He's currently at Barcelona. So he played a lot for Manchester City, and then Barcelona spent 47 million on him. Let's have a look individually. So the season after we left, he was the Supporters Player of the Year, it looks like, and was in the Scottish Premiership Team of the Season. After that, let's have a look at Manchester City, Premier League Team of the Week. That's not really that much. He was in the Premier League Team of the Season in 2037. He was in the FIFA Team of the Season and the Premier League Team of the Season in 2038. And if we go up the move to Barcelona, he was in La Liga's Team of the Season. The FIFA Pro Team of the Year, so well done on that. Another FIFA Pro and La Liga Team of the Season in 2041. It's weird he's done this at 2042 Team of the Season in La Liga. It's weird he was done that, but only had, 30-odd caps for his country. Okay, so next, he wasn't one of our signings. Reece Layton, that's a loan signing. Anybody else has left here? 4.4, that's not one of ours. So we'll move on to the next season. And who else have we got here? Everybody's left, haven't they? Who is actually left to leave? Oh, here we go. Oh, no, Akizien has not actually left on loan at Aston Villa. That's a good career move for you. Joe Bursick, so he left for Wolves in 2036, so he stuck around for a little bit. We can't see his career necessarily, but in the end, 286 games, 214 conceded, and he went to Wolves for a little bit and didn't do too much there. He did get capped by England, though. Eventually, he got capped by England because he was always getting called up but never playing, so he retired at 37. Klee. So Klee left. He went back to Brazil for 3.2 million. He is now at Aston Villa and worth a lot more than that. And so let's see, went there. So then Fulham signed him for 23.5, and then Villa signed him for 37.5. And he's a fairly regular goal scorer in the Premier League. So he did amount to something, so that's good. And also in this season, Divev retired. So Divev stayed with us. He only scored another 3 or 4 goals afterwards. But in the end, 107 appearances. We got 5 seasons out of him. And retired at 36, actually, not 37. So well done, Divev. Well done, mate. Love to see him sticking around. That was good. All right, so let's move on to the next season. I think we're just about out, aren't we? Akizien to Southampton, 29 million. This is, of course, the left back. That was absolutely superb when he came through. He's still only 26, 50 caps, 2 goals. And, what's he doing at Southampton and Watford? You have to ask yourself, don't you? 29 million. Obviously, he's playing a lot in the Premier League, but he's surely a better player than that would suggest. All right, who else have we got here? Greg McCulloch, he was a good young player for us. So he's got capped by Scotland as well. He's at Rangers now. That's, what's that? 2 of our academy players that have now been capped, which is excellent. Now, Michael Bruce was an academy player as well. He's currently at Rangers, and he also got capped. So that's 3 that have gone on to represent their country. So that's excellent. Nobody else there, though, from our team. We move on to 2038-39. Pablo Pitaluga, did he come back? That's the guy we had, isn't it? We got him on loan, yeah. Yeah, it is too. So he came back, which is interesting. All right, well, good on you. Bruce left, leaving for Hibs, and we know he ended up at Rangers. Anybody else here? No, we'll keep going on. And I don't know if anybody's actually still going to be at the club. We maybe should have checked that first. But it looks like that might be there's always someone you forget. But that might be everybody. No one that season. So 2042-43, which is the current season. And I, again, don't see anybody there. So, well, that was good. That was good. We had a Ballon d'Or winner. We had some FIFA Pro players. Now let's go and have a look at who replaced us as manager. So it went to this guy, Kurik. Let's have a look. He had 1 cup and 1 league win. He is a Turkish man that has no motivating abilities whatsoever. He had us, and he went for Roma, Atletico Madrid, and Porto. So he was the man that oversaw the clear out. Then we had Thiago Gomez for 7 years, 7 trophies, 7 cups, 7 leagues, 7 cups, I should say. And he left to go and become the Portugal manager. So there we go. At least I left and didn't do anything else. Left manager role. So Nathan Patterson. Now that is the Scottish. Oh, wow. What a manager he is. He's better than me. And it's not even a pro license yet. He's going to be magnificent. So there we go. He's currently at Aston Villa. So let's hope he does well there. And finally, it looks as though this new guy has been here 50 days. And, well, he's maybe not quite at the level of Patterson, is he? But there we go. He's only Continental C license as well. So maybe he will get better if he continues to grow in that way. And finally, because I know we all want to know what happened to Ross County, the Tycoon-owned Ross County, they never won the league. They won 3 Scottish Cups. I don't know how many of those were. Oh, there it is there. So 2030, so 37, 38, and 40. So they did eventually win something. And the Betfred, they won a second one in 2036. So essentially, they've been Tycoon-owned and won absolutely nothing. So well done, Ross County. What a waste of money you've proved to be. But guys, I think that is just about that. Thank you so much if you've watched the whole thing. Absolute pleasure, as always, to be doing the Impossible Dream. We will be doing another one. If you haven't voted yet, the poll's still up on the community page. There's 4 leagues we can sort of choose between. And, yeah, as I say, we didn't win the Champions League, but you guys all seem to agree it was ultimately a success. And, you know, we've had our guys go on. We've won Ballon d'Ors. We've been runners-up in Ballon d'Ors, FIFA Pro Teams of the Year. It's been... yeah, it's a shame that the team didn't stick together a little bit more. That's what we were going to go and do, was see if there was anybody that still stuck around. But I don't think there is. Surely not. Yeah, no, everybody had left. So there we go. That is that. Did anybody stay at the staff? So we still have an 80-year-old Jose Mourinho as a scout at the club. Somebody let him retire. Oh, Bursic came back. Bursic came back and is now a scout. So there we go. He came back. And anybody else? Joe Cole is still here. Jesus Christ. I will... 61-year-old Joe Cole is still a under-18 coach with us. Magnificent stuff. But there we go. So that is now it. Thank you so much for watching. Come and join me over at Aston Villa. We have our beta save going there. And then, like I say, there will be another Impossible Dream. It's looking like Iceland right now, though Greece isn't too far away in second place. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Jason Cummings, he plays for Australia now, I think. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how we get on there. But, yeah, so this has been an absolute blast. I have enjoyed every single second of it. Facilities, did they end up getting a new stadium? 35-seater now. 35,000-seater. And it's still the Alan Ball Stadium. Unbelievable. All right, guys, that's it. I'm blabbering on now. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.